Do 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 do. What's up, everybody? It's Jim, and it's Rank the Rocky Films on PowerPoint. Please let me know your ranking of the Rocky films in the comment section below. This is of course created by me, What the Jim. Let's get started with my least favourite Rocky film. So my number 6 is Rocky V, which was released in 1990. So for the good for this film, I thought had amazing acting from Sylvester Stallone and Talia Shire. Also, Rocky's son is used the best in this Rocky movie in my opinion. It's great to see Rocky managing a fighter now, instead of being one himself. And half of the music in my opinion is excellent in this movie. I also think it's quite an unpredictable movie at times. But for the bad, half of the music didn't fit the Rocky franchise in my opinion. It was too modern and sounded inconsistent to the other Rocky movies. The film also made very questionable decisions at times, especially in the third act. This film was also too long, could have easily been 15 to 20 minutes shorter. And this also has my least favourite story in the Rocky franchise. My rating for the film is a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's slightly better than an okay movie. My number 5 is Rocky III, which was released in 1983. So for the good, you've got a great relationship between Rocky and his coach Mickey. You've also got a great relationship between Rocky and Apollo Creed. It's also got my favourite appearance of the character Apollo Creed. It also has the most thrilling and exciting Rocky finale, and it's the most emotional Rocky film in my opinion. For the bad, I think Mr. T's character, in my opinion, is one of the weakest Rocky characters. I also think there's quite a few problems in terms of the writing. I also have a few problems with some of the decisions being made in the film, but I would rate it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a very good movie. And number 4 is Rocky Balboa from 2006. So for the good, it was great to see how Rocky was doing after 15 plus years of there not being a Rocky film. I also really loved the way the film was shot and edited. I also found the boxing scene in the third act very realistic. It was the most realistic I'd ever seen a boxing scene in a Rocky movie. The movie was also emotional throughout its runtime, and I thought it was the best performance Bertie Young did as Rocky's friend Paulie. Rocky was also amazing in this. He was definitely the standout of this film. But for the bad, the film could have been slightly shorter, and the main antagonist could have been written slightly better. I also think the film gave me questions that were never answered, unfortunately. I also find this movie follows the same Rocky template and formula. And I'd rate this film, again, just like Rocky 3, a 7.5 out of 10. It's a very good movie. My number 3 is Rocky 2 from 1979. So for the good, there are definitely emotional scenes in this movie, as well as great written characters. It contains also my favourite Rocky moments, and the main characters are developed even more in this one than they were in the first Rocky movie. You've also got an excellent relationship between Rocky and Adrian, the best it's ever been here. Also, Apollo Creed has a lot more to do than he did in the original Rocky movie, and is more interesting than he was in that first Rocky film. I also think the movie moves at a quick pace, but for the bad, the film rushes too much at the beginning, and is also not quite as unique as the first Rocky film. There's also not enough fight scenes, and there's not really much of a story compared to the original Rocky film. So I'd give this one an 8 out of 10. I still think it's a great movie. My second favourite Rocky film is Rocky IV, released in 1985. So for the good, this is yet another emotional Rocky movie. It also has a thrilling third act, and it's a great film for the character Rocky and Creed. I also think Rocky's son has a great role in this, and I also think it's the funniest of these Rocky movies. I also think it has fantastic flashback scenes and montages. This movie also has my favourite Rocky soundtrack. But for the bad, the story is very familiar, especially to the previous Rocky movie. There was also a newly introduced character that I didn't feel was needed in this. It took me out of the film, unfortunately. I also think some of the writing and editing definitely could have been improved. So my rating is just like Rocky 2, being an 8 out of 10. It's a great movie. But my favourite Rocky film is Rocky, released in 1976. So for the good, for the first Rocky, it's got excellent and exciting boxing / fighting scenes. It's also got a sensational score in this movie. It's got great and well-written characters especially with Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa. It's also got a good story about the Rocky character. You've also got a great relationship between Rocky and Adrian. In my opinion, they're my favourite movie couple. I also think it's got the best exercise montage scenes out of any of the Rocky films. And there are a lot of long takes in this movie, which makes it feel even more realistic and unique. I also think it's a very revolutionary movie for its time. But for the bad, I've got a couple of things to mention for this one, and that is it takes a little bit to get into. Also, the film could have been shortened about 15 to 20 minutes. I also think it could have contained maybe one or two more fight scenes. I'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10. I'd put it as a really great movie. But now, after thinking about this movie for several months, I give it a 9 out of 10. I now think it's an amazing movie. So that's my ranking of the Rocky films. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your ranking again in the comment section below. I also appreciate it if you give this video a like. I'll also subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. And until next time everyone, ciao.